This video is brought to you by Bitbox NES Game Cases, the best way to store, display, and show off your NES game collection. So be sure to check out stoneagegamer.com/bitbox for more information. Hey gamers, how you doing? My name is John with Gamester81.com, and this will be part 2 of my epic video game pickup video. Now, the reason I did 2 parts is because I picked up so many games that I wanted to keep the video somewhat short for you guys at least. There's going to be 90 games I picked up total since my last pickup video, over 25 different consoles. Part 1, I'll put a link here. You can check out. Those are covering my retro consoles, so I picked up a lot of NES games, for example, anything from Jaguar or Jag CD to original Xbox, GameCube, even the StarPath Supercharger, if you guys know what that system is. But I'm going to talk in this part, I'm going to talk about some like modern day games I picked up. I'm going to go over a lot of great modern games I picked up since my last pickup video. First, I'm going to start off with, we'll start with Xbox 360. This is Catherine. I paid $22 for it. It's by Atlas. Great, like, I don't know how you'd explain this game. It's like a puzzle game. You can choose kind of if you want to do good or bad. There's 2 Catherines who you're cheating on one, and it's it's a great story. I love the animation style. It's kind of anime style. Very fun game. Definitely check it out, Catherine. Next one is Sonic All-Star Racing Transformed. I really like the first Sonic All-Star Racing. It's a really great racing game. Transformed, basically, you can control a car, you can control a ship, you can playing kind of like Diddy Kong Racing, more or less. You can transform different vehicles. Really fun to play online, and some really cool stages. I really like Sonic's theme, or I really like Sega's themes that they put with these stages, House of the Dead, stuff like that. Really fun. Love this next game, Tomb Raider. I beat this one. It's by Square Enix, Crystal Dynamics. Really fun. It's a reboot of the Tomb Raider franchise, done in a completely different style. It's like Uncharted a little bit, but it's completely different than Uncharted. I know it's kind of vague saying that, but really like it. There's add-ups, like power-ups you can unlock and stuff like that, and great story, more or less. So awesome game. Another game I beat, Star Trek. This came around about the same time the movie did, earlier in the year. Really liked the second Star Trek, the most latest Star Trek that they came out with. And this is a completely different story than the movie. If you like Star Trek, I think you'd really enjoy this. It's got the voice actors, the actors who are in the movie voice this, and graphics are good. I know this got kind of a lot of slacked by just gameplay, stuff like that. And there are some flaws. I think the AI could be a little bit better. And the gameplay does get a little bit repetitive. But overall, I really enjoy the story. Graphics are good. If you're a Star Trek fan or a Trekkie like I am, I think you'd really enjoy it. You can get it really cheap now. Definitely check it out. Another game, Star Wars, The Clone Wars Republic Heroes. I paid like $5 for this. Pretty cheap game, Bookman's. But based on the Clone Wars cartoon, I'm actually a big fan of the Clone Wars cartoon. It's too bad it got canceled. But this is actually a really fun game based on that. So again, you have the voice actors who come back for this. If you like Star Wars, definitely check it out. I think you can pick it up pretty cheap. I've only paid $5 for mine. Game I didn't really enjoy as much as I did the previous 2 in the series. That's Dead Space 3. This is the limited edition version by EA. This is more of an outdoor, you take place more outdoors rather than a spaceship like the previous 2. Still a good game to check out. You can get it really cheap now. But if you're a big fan of Dead Space, I think you'd enjoy this as well. I'm sure you've already played it if that's the case. Also picked up Halo 4 earlier. A good addition to the Halo series for sure. I've always been a fan of Halo. I don't really play on Halo much online, to be honest with you, but this is a really fun game. Graphics are great. Story is cool. Assassin's Creed 3. I played this for a while, and then I kind of put it down. I haven't really picked it back up again. It takes place in like the Revolutionary Time War, the 1700s, late 1700s, and it's a kind of a reboot. And I really like the fact it's not taking place in Europe; it's taking place in the States. And I really like the time frame, the story, and all that. But I don't know. I thought the story with like Assassin's Creed, I felt like got kind of repetitive a little bit. I'll probably pick it up again and play it, but I'm probably like maybe 7 hours into it, so I'm pretty close to beating it. Game I absolutely loved is Injustice: Gods Among Us. This is a beat 'em up game. Not a beat 'em up game. I'm sorry. It's a fighting game. It's by the makers of the new Mortal Kombat. It's Warner Brothers games. Really cool. There's some new unlockable characters you actually purchase and download since this game's come out. But basically, it's all DC characters, and you can play as Wonder Woman, Joker, Batman. And there's actually a story mode in it, which I beat and went through campaign, which is kind of short, but it's a lot of fun. And you can play online. People are really good online. I don't play much online because I get my ass whooped, to be honest with you. But definitely a fun game. If you like the new Mortal Kombat, if you like fighting games, and you like comic books, you like the DC Comics or even Marvel, this is definitely a game to check out. It's a lot of fun to play. Game I think should be game of the year, honestly, is Grand Theft Auto 5. What can be said about this game that hasn't been said already? I mean, it really shows the capabilities of the Xbox 360. And considering the Xbox 360 has been around since 2005, we're going on what 7 years, almost 8 years. It's amazing. The map in this compared to Grand Theft Auto 4 is just so much bigger and immersive, and it's taking place in Southern California, almost like an LA area. And I prefer that over New York. Nothing against New York or Liberty City or anything like that, but I just think it's a lot more open, and I love the characters in this as well. I mean, some of the characters they have in this are awesome, and definitely should check out. So Grand Theft Auto 5 and the online on it is great as well. Just absolutely can't praise this game enough. Love Grand Theft Auto 5. This is a 2-disc on the 360. Moving forward, let's talk about the Wii. I picked up Epic Yarn, Kirby's Epic Yarn. Paid about $9 for this, not too bad. I got it at GameStop, I know, boo, hiss, whatever. But I love the Kirby series, and this is really fun. It's done in kind of a weird, I don't know, yarn kind of graphic style. Not my favorite Kirby's. I think Kirby Adventure, the first one, is probably my favorite. But it's still a pretty good game nonetheless. And for $9, can't really go wrong with that. Some Wii U games I picked up. Super Mario Brothers Wii U, or New Super Mario U. Really fun game. If you like Mario Brothers games, nothing really different. You have like a I don't know, a suit that would be, I don't know, like a flying squirrel suit. I don't know what they call it, but you can float and stuff like that. And of course, they have the ice suit. You can shoot ice, and really fun to play multiplayer. You can play up to 4 people on this, and it takes use of the gamepad, and that's cool because you actually play on the gamepad as well. I wish it took better use of the gamepad. Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2. I really liked the first Epic Mickey. This one's not nearly as good. You can play 2-player co-op on this, using this. And it's got the character, I forget his name, the rabbit. Oswald, I think it might be him, how he called, but he, I guess, was created by Walt Disney way back in the day, and then Disney just got the rights back from him, recently. So fun game to check out. I know this game ultimately doomed Disney Studios. I don't think they're going to make any more games for Disney Studios because of this game. Game that Wii U I think is a must own is Lego City Undercover. It's an open world Sandlot Lego style game. It is kid friendly. It's easy. I love the Lego style. I mean, this is a really fun game to play. A game I got that one. I got Epic Mickey 2, and I got this game at Target. They did a buy 2 get 1 free sale, so I picked up this one as well. 007 Legends for the Wii U. It's based on some really popular moments in Bond history, and this is by Activision. Fun game. I enjoyed it. And the last Wii U I got this year is New Super Mario Brothers U, Luigi Mario U, or I'm sorry, New Super Luigi Brothers U. And basically, this game started off as a DLC, and you can download it, and then they came out with a disc copy. The levels are super short. If you like Super Mario Brothers Wii U, this is very similar. You play as Luigi, of course, and then there's you can play as Toad and some other characters. But what levels, I was really surprised how short they were, like 30 seconds or less than a minute. But still, nonetheless, it was like $30 new. Not too bad of a game to get. Going on to the PS3. This is God of War Ascension for the PS3. I'll be honest with you, I didn't like this game. I love God of War series. God of War 3 was brilliant. I thought this game, I put in about 6 hours to it, and I put it down. I just couldn't. The gameplay, the camera angles were off to me. I was not a fan of this. There's moments in this game where I'm trying to jump over a cliff or whatever, and it would literally take me 30 tries. I felt it was kind of insanely challenging at points. I like challenging games, don't get me wrong, but I felt this game really went overboard with that. It was very frustrating. Another game, PS3 game I picked up is Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. This game is brilliant. It's an RPG game. The graphics are done in graphical style. It's Studio Ghibli and Level 5 work together on this. A brilliant marriage, and it works really well. The transition scenes from the cartoon to actual gameplay. Games really shows the power of the PS3. Absolutely love Ni no Kuni. And a Little Big Planet Racing, paid $40 new, probably too much. It's, if you like Little Big Planet where you can create your own worlds, this is cool because you create your own tracks and courses and stuff like that. And it's a racing kart game. So I thought the power-ups could be better, to be honest with you, but overall it's a good racing game, really fun to play online. Awesome game. Moving on to, picked up the Xbox One, of course. I got 2 games for that. Both are, I got Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and I got Rise, Son of Rome. This one I picked up used like 3 days after it came out, which is surprising, so I saved like $10 on it. But I'll talk about Rise real quick. This is an exclusive for the Xbox One. It's a fun game done in third-person perspective. You're behind the control. It's kind of, you hit the buttons where, kind of like God of War, you have to hit buttons at a certain point to do actions. But it's a little different because you have to kind of memorize those. And it's done in the Romanian, like Roman Empire or Gladiator time frame. Graphics are really impressive. It shows off the power of what the Xbox One can do. You can use the Kinect to do voice commands and fire cannons, whatever, and that's pretty cool. Black Flag, it's been ported to the PS3 and Xbox 360 as well. Really fun game as well. I liked it. A couple hours into it right at this point. I'm enjoying it. I like steering the ships and all that. I like the Assassin's Creed series. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest with you, because I feel like the gameplay gets a little bit repetitive. Same's true with the Black Flag, but I mean the graphics and just the world and just the attention to detail is amazing. And if anything, check it out for the Xbox One because it really shows the detail of the system for sure. Go back to the PS Vita real quick. I'm going back. I got Sonic Transformed Racing on the Vita. I talked about that for the on the 360. I got it for the Vita. Dragon Crown. This game is awesome. I love it. It's RPG beat 'em up mix game with some. So it's a beat 'em up game with RPG elements done in a really cool graphical style. Yeah, like almost like a Middle Earth style. It's really cool. By Atlas, really fun game. Definitely check it out. Also picked up Gravity Rush, another great game. Paid about $27 for it used. Got it a little while ago, but really fun game as well. Music's great, and I love how like there's points in the game where there's like zero gravity, as the game title would suggest. So really fun game as well. Last games I'm going to show you that I picked up are let's see, PS4. I got, again, buy 2 get 1 free sale at Target. They have those every once in a while. I haven't played this game. I haven't opened it yet. I plan on to. It's Knack. It's an exclusive. I've heard this is a really fun game. I can't tell you anything about it because I haven't played at this point, but I will definitely give you an update on that. Call of Duty Ghosts. I wouldn't call myself a huge Call of Duty fan. I haven't picked up a Call of Duty game in a while. I think Black Ops was the first Black Ops was the last Call of Duty game I picked up besides this one. But I'll be honest with you, I really enjoyed this game. I love from the opening sequence when it's taken out in space I've been playing the story. I'm about 4 or 5 hours into it. I don't play much online again because I get my asses kicked playing online, but I really like the campaign. The graphics are great. Game controls are solid. Activision's got that down to a T for sure. And Madden 25, I haven't picked up a Madden game in a while. Probably 2005 was the last Madden game I picked up because they're pretty much all the same. This one, a little disappointing. Graphically, it doesn't look that impressive. And there's points where the commentators are off. Like I'll score a touchdown and the commentator's like, wow, defense really held them on that one. It just doesn't make sense as far as on the comments they make. I felt EA Sports could have done a little bit better job with this. Nonetheless, though, it's pretty cool. You can create your own character. You can manage a franchise, to be an owner, to coach. Some really cool options, and they've added some new control dynamics as well. Now I'm going to talk about some games I picked up for Steam. First one I'm going to talk about is Batman Arkham Origins. This is the third Batman game in the Batman Arkham trilogy of games. It takes place 5 years before Arkham Asylum, the first one in the series. I'm a big fan of the series. This is a lot of fun. This gameplay is very similar to the other previous two. There's a lot of new villains introduced in this game. A lot of popular, kind of lesser-known villains. You got Killer Croc, Black Mask, for example. Bane is a villain in this. Penguin makes an appearance. You got some really cool gadgets as well. Graphics are good. They got new voice actors, but who play Batman and Joker in it. Mark Hamill no longer voices Joker in the series, which is sad, but nonetheless, it's a pretty good game. I wouldn't say it's as good as the other two, to be honest with you, but it's still something worth playing. The second game I'm going to talk about is Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse. This is by Sega. This is a remake of the original Castle of Illusion for the Genesis back in the day. introduces some new gameplay elements as well. It's done in a 2D platform, but there's kind of 3D elements to it. The game's a lot of fun. It's pretty difficult towards the end. The music's good. It's not as good as the original Castle of Illusion, if I'm being honest, but still, it's pretty good. If you're a big fan of the original Castle of Illusion, I think you guys will enjoy this one. Next game I'm talking about is Dark. I'll be honest with you, this game is probably one of the worst games I've played. It is actually the worst game I've played this past year. In fact, it's probably one of the worst games I've played in a while. Controls are broken. The music's terrible. It's even on the easiest setting. It's almost impossible. I do not recommend Dark, the game. I wasted money on this, and I'm kind of upset I did. Next one is DuckTales Remastered. Again, a remake of the original DuckTales. It's by Capcom. The original DuckTales for the NES, more specifically. And this game's a lot of fun. It has some new elements to it. It's done, again, kind of similar to Castle Illusion. It's a 2D platforming game. You know, it's kind of has original voice actors from the cartoon, which is cool. They brought back the guy who does Scrooge McDuck, who's like over 90 years old now. He's still around, and I'm actually a big fan of it. They added really long cutscenes to it, which wasn't in the original DuckTales, which is good and bad. You can't skip those, unfortunately, but I guess it's worth watching the first time anyway. Next one is Leisure Suit Larry, Land of the Lounge Lizards Reloaded. This is, again, a remake of the original Leisure Suit Larry for the Apple and the original PC back in the day. This is the third time this game's been remade. It was started as a Kickstarter, and actually this game is a lot of fun. If you play the original Leisure Suit Larry, it's a point-and-click game. You go around playing as Larry and try to help these girls out and basically getting laid. But the graphics are cool. It's done in kind of a old gameplay style. You don't no longer have to type in commands. You have a point-and-click options like that, so it's updated in that way. And it's a lot of fun. Next one is XCOM Enemy Unknown. This is more a strategic game. I wasn't sure how I'd like this game, to be honest, but the more I play this game, I'm actually really enjoying it. You control different characters in the game, and it's more of a strategy game, and a tactical strategy game, I guess, would be the best way to explain it. And it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. I guess this just came out for the iPad as well, iOS, but nonetheless, I got this on PC. The graphics are good, and the gameplay is refreshing. It doesn't get boring, which is nice. Next one is The Wolf Among Us. This is done by Telltale, and it's done in the same graphic style as The Walking Dead. So if you're familiar with The Walking Dead, it's done in that kind of comic graphic style, and it's the same kind of style, point and click, as Walking Dead. There's some new gameplay elements also involved. There's done episodes. This is based on a graphic novel as well, and you play as this kind of detective who is basically you're the big bad wolf, essentially, and you're in this fairy tale land. Well, you're in New York City, but there's a whole bunch of fairy tale guys in the city. So you're the big bad wolf. There's Snow White, for example, all these fairy tale characters, and there's a murder. So it's a detective game. So it's more of a murder mystery than it is like a Walking Dead where you're surviving zombies. It's definitely unique, and I actually really enjoyed the first episode. Every decision you make in the game actually reflects and makes a difference on further outcomes throughout the game, just like The Walking Dead. So if you like The Walking Dead, I really recommend Wolf Among Us. Last one I'm going to mention is AVGN, the Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures. This is the nerd's game. It's done in 8-bit style graphics. If you're a big fan of the show, I really encourage you guys to check this game out. It's really hard. You got some really cool power-ups too. And he uses the NES Zapper as a weapon. And it's actually a lot of fun. I really enjoy this game. It's kind of almost reminds me of an old school NES game. Fortunately, you have unlimited lives on the easiest setting because this game does get super challenging. So those are my Steam games. That concludes my part 2 and my overall pickup video montage here. I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to stay in touch, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch TV, as well as my website, Gamester81.com. Appreciate you guys. We'll stay in touch. See you soon. Take care and happy gaming.